Roll Tide, everybody, roll Tide. This is Iron Bowl week. And to be fair to our adversary on the other side of the field, I've been making my rounds to a few other, let's just say Auburn fans-based podcasts and whatnot. So I traveled over to the Water Cooler Talk podcast to mix it up with those guys from the Plains to talk about this year's Iron Bowl victory for the Crimson Tide. At least that's how I saw it. We went kind of long, so I'll dice this thing up into quarters. Then I'll break down and let you listen to the halftime and a little bit of the overtime. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, share this video, and most of all, enjoy it. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We about to head to the third quarter.
That's my favorite quarter.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Man, we in the third quarter, man. Just left church with Pastor Tite. Gave us a nice sermon there. We appreciate that, Pastor. Yeah, we need to give an offering. We need to give an offering. Oh man. All right, man. We're the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Which quarterback needs to have a better game for their team to win? You got Peyton Thorne or Jalen Miro. Now, if you've been listening to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, you know how I feel about Peyton Thorne. Everybody know how I feel about it, but I will wait. Drill. Which one got to have a better game? Peyton Thorne or Jalen Miro?
Peyton Thorne. It's Peyton Thorne. Jalen Milroe can have 100 yards passing, 60-yard rushing, no touchdowns, and we probably could still win. Peyton Thorne, he got to have something. He can't have the turnovers. Got to limit the turnovers. And he got to make some plays. I don't know if that is extending plays and finding the man downfield, extending plays with his legs. He got to do something. Something has to be done for Auburn to win. Now, they might be able to compete with him doing nothing, defense, do something, but he got to make a play or two at some point.
Okay. All right. I like that take, Dre. Me and you are right here. We were right here on Peyton Thorne. Marcus, who got to have a better game?
Dre, me and you are right here. Peyton Thorne has to because it's been proven all year that we can't survive off of just great defense. That's the reason why DC is so out on our defense now, because they've been on the field majority of the time getting exploited because they tired. So Peyton Thorne got to do something to bail us out, man. He gotta, like Drell said, he got to extend the play. He got to scramble. He got to put the ball in playmaker's hand. He has to do something to set us apart Saturday, or it's gonna be a thrashing.
Good God. Tight.
Nobody can have an awful game. We know that.
True. That's true too.
Nobody can have an awful game. But I have to ride and say it is Peyton Thorne, because you have to look at it like this. From my standpoint, what happens if he clicks on all cylinders? He's making all the throws. They're hitting the receivers where they catch it. One guy may like it here, other guy, and he's doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jalen Milroe could do the same thing, but it's like, if he don't do it, because I think you need Peyton Thorne to have this big game to win. Because you're going to have to bring some points. We're going to give you 17, muff punt, that kind of stuff. Maybe even a block field goal, another kick sticks. Hey, why not? Something weird is going to happen, Maybe have a burden on the kickoff routine like we did Jameis Wilson. He may go down and get kicked out of the game for targeting. Who knows? Anything can happen, on our side of the ball, But I just think that if, not knowing his game that intimately, but he's the key to really a Hugh Freeze offense, or Gus 2.0, what do you want to call him?
Thank you. Thank you.
Or 0.5. 0.5. I mean, it's like, I know what Gus got his offense.
I agree with you when you made that comment. I agree with you when you made that 0.5.
But 0.5, it's like you have to that quarterback is so key. It's like I wonder, like God forbid, but if Milroe like twist the ankle, old boy can throw a little bit. Our backup can throw. Not that boy from Notre Dame. We threw him anyway. But he can throw a little bit, but he'd be terrified in that game. You can imagine. But if Peyton, if he runs and man, if that dude had like 200 and 200, oh my goodness. We expect 200 and 200 from Jalen, but in this game. But if that dude had 200 and 200, Alabama ain't win.
Peyton don't have 200. We lost.
Hey, he had 200 and 200. Hey, Nick, I need you to apologize to him.
I definitely
he had 200 and 200. Nick, me and you both gonna apologize.
I'm not even talking about touchdowns. Just 200 and 200. Still gonna get beat down. We gonna get
if Peyton Thorne have 200 passing yards, 200 rushing yards, and Auburn wins, I will get on here and apologize to Peyton Thorne.
You ain't alone, Nick. I will with you. We will do it together.
Everything I said about Peyton Thorne, I will. I definitely will.
I just do not see that happen. That's how good we're gonna stand on that right there.
He can have a truck. I won't even say nothing else about his truck. He can have it.
But I'll pay it off tomorrow.
We'll do something for him. We're like, come on back, Peyton. You can do it again next year. Well, you got grace. DC.
I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying all that. You jump ship then, buddy. You jump ship then, buddy. We ain't gonna even do that right there.
I went too far. DC. Who got to have a better game? Peyton Thorne.
I gotta go with San Andreas on this one, man. San Andreas bringing us gifts, man. San Andreas got the tree behind and bringing us these nice gifts, man. Dropping these nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with San Andreas and say Peyton Thorne. And it's obvious. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Nick, you said for us to win, man, we need what 2 or 3 turnovers to win.
Yeah.
So that's Alabama making mistakes just for us to win. So if they don't make mistakes. So that you see what I'm saying? Jalen Milroe making mistakes for us to win. So if he just make one, then you saying we probably ain't gonna win. So they can afford to give us stuff. We can't afford to give them nothing.
Okay.
We can't afford to get Alabama nothing. They can afford to give us a turnover.
I don't know about that. I think I have to disagree on that one.
Okay, let me ask you this: if somebody told you during the Iron Bowl, Alabama had 2 turnovers and Auburn had 2 turnovers. As it stands, who would you say won the game if you didn't see it?
If I didn't
see it,
both
had the same amount of turnovers or none. Neither team had a turnover. Who would you say won?
At Auburn?
Yeah.
At Auburn. Man, it's like, I mean, we said it earlier, man. Anything happen in that stadium. I don't know, man. Look, okay, the common sense part of me would say Alabama won the game.
Okay.
But
that's all I'm asking.
A part of me would be Alabama would have probably won the game. But another part of me is like, well, what crazy play happened in the game in the stadium that turned the game around? That's what I would want to see. That's why I feel like, because I mean, we've been saying this all season. I honestly feel Auburn has one of the better defenses in college football. I mean, you can't go 19 straight games with and have a turnover and not be considered a top defense in the country. Even last year, that goes into last year, and Auburn's defense, and you know how bad it was last year and stuff like that. I honestly feel like that Auburn's defense can carry them for 2.5, 3 quarters. I honestly believe that, but Auburn's offense has to sustain long drives. They have to sustain longer drives in order for in order to have a chance. That's just how I see it. I mean, I think the defense is good enough to keep Auburn in the game for at least 2.5, 3 quarters. I wholeheartedly believe that. Ty, what you about to say?
I was saying, where are y'all ranked as far as like defensive, like total offense?
Total offense. Oh my God, let me see. Yeah, y'all talk that out. I'm gonna look that up right now.
Well, see, I say this right here, man. If Auburn comes out like they did against LSU, like they did against UMass, yeah. Well, Georgia not so much because they were knocking heads when they came out against Georgia. What I'm saying about the defense, LSU, and this is where I differ about them being on the field a long time. LSU opening drive, bro. They took it down the field and scored. They got the ball back, took it down the field and scored. UMass took the ball down the field and scored. Got the ball back, took it down the field and scored. Bro, that has nothing to do with you being on the field and your offense tiring you out. when you coming out the gate, out the locker room, getting blown off the ball, and touchdowns being scored on you.
But
That's where I
Either-
differ, man. They have
either
these
your
games.
strategy or
They-
your athletes are bad.
Yeah, they have these games, man, where these opening drives, they just let the team go down the field, the opening drive and score, come back and score again. Then they get it together, and then they lock down. You feel what I'm saying?
But my
You
thing
can't
about
do
that is,
against
though,
Alabama.
but if you, well, yes, you can, because Alabama's not as explosive as LSU. Alabama's offense is not as Jaden Daniels is not behind
LSU.
at LSU. He's not. I mean, Jaden Daniels is an explosive player.
Right.
Like, and we talked about it. However, the trigger man is on the offensive side, how the offense goes, and you see that Jaden Daniels, LSU has one of the best offenses in the country, but the defense is holding them back. So they have to continually score. Now, if LSU's defense was getting 3 and out, stopping teams from scoring, you probably wouldn't see LSU put up 48, 56 points a game, having to do that to win. You probably wouldn't. But you're seeing you're seeing Jaden Daniels' talent, because you technically have to carry the team in order. If Jaden Daniels ain't on the field, LSU probably ain't gonna win the game. And they got athletes outside on the field. Now, that was an explosive offense that I seen that they played against. But no, I don't think Auburn. I think Auburn can beat down 10 points against Alabama in Jordan Hare. I think they can, and they can still make it a game and win. I honestly believe that. I do. I believe that.
I said UMass, so I meant New Mexico State. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he said it.
yeah, New Mexico
Okay.
State. UMass, and this is the thing with Auburn, bro. LSU did it with them high powered. New Mexico State slowed it down and did it to them.
But I think
You see what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? They slowed it down and slow danced with them and went down the field and scored. So they doing it all kind of ways. Yeah, exactly.
But we talked about that. We talked about that. We both agreed that we didn't believe that Auburn was focused for this game. And we both thought that Ron Roberts got outcoached in this game by the offensive coordinator. I believe that. That's how I see it, and things of that nature. But I mean, I know we all have different theories on that.
Yeah, sure.
But I just feel like Auburn's defense can hold them in this game for 2.5, 3 quarters. I really believe that. I think Auburn's defense is skilled enough and talented enough to do it.
I think they got to show up early.
Yeah, they better show up early. Bro.
I found the stat.
I want the ball first.
Go ahead, Mark. I want to hear what Marcus got. But Marcus got to say though.
Nah,
Yeah, he
so
about to go.
I think they got to show up early, because if we give them an inch, it's gonna get out of hand quick. This game here can't just be it got to be a dog fight, Nick. It can't just be us making adjustments, because if they get out on us, it's gonna get ugly.
I said because we don't have the offense. We don't have the offense to spot somebody 14 points. We don't have that type of offense.
We don't. Not at all.
I've been thinking about that too, though. Like, LSU can go back and forth, so that they can dig themselves out of a hole. Arkansas, we hopped out on them, then we stalled, and KJ and they got a little offense going. Is Thorne gonna be able to do that if they get down? He probably gonna go to throw the interceptions. They're gonna go to force and stuff. Now, if it's in the 3 to 7 point window, then you can work with that. But if it get multiple scores, it's not looking good.
I disagree with that. I mean, because we've seen it. We've seen it with Arkansas. We've seen it with Mississippi State. We've seen it.
You're talking about teams that are 3 and 8, bro. You're not talking about.
That's fine. That's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. They still got to step on the field and play.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, we're speaking on a championship caliber team, a championship breaded team. You can't let a team like that get the jump on you, knowing that you don't have the pieces in place to combat that. If you let them people get out on you like that, it's gonna be a long night for us.
So you saying? So I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. You think Alabama has the pieces in place, and we gotta move along. But you think Alabama has the pieces in place? They have a championship caliber team in place where Auburn can't come back on them if they're down 7 to 10 points. You believe that?
No, you said 14.
You said 10.
No,
you said 10 to 14.
You said 10 to 14.
I said 7 to 10. I said 7
10 to 14.
10 to 14.
You said
I didn't
10
say
to
10 to
14.
14. I didn't say 14.
Yeah.
I said 7 to 10. Okay, I said 10 to 14. Whatever. Whatever it is. All right, y'all heard 10 to
Because
14.
Drill said 7
I
points,
don't
and
know. I don't know.
he said
No,
3 to
Drill said
7.
3
So.
to 7. Drill said
Yeah,
3
you
to
said
7.
3 to 7. You
Yeah.
good, but like
I said, okay, fine. That's fine. It is what it is. Okay.
So 7,
got it.
yes, but
Let me ask you something. If Auburn came out against Georgia and they went down 14-0 instead of making that a dogfight, could Auburn have dug themselves out of that hole?
Not at that time of the year. Not at that time of the season, they wouldn't have.
But see, Alabama not the same team either. You know, we be going out in games and scoring on the first drive now. Now, back at Arkansas a few weeks ago, we stalling. Now we not scoring on the first drive.
Right.
You know, Tennessee not scoring on the first drive, stalling out. Last couple games, it's quick. We getting out there. So you know, these teams not different as they was.
get my money.
I mean, no, I agree with you on that too. I agree with you on that. But I'm not gonna sit here and discount. I'm not. It seems as if we discount Auburn's defense, and that's what it feels.
No,
as.
we discount Auburn's offense.
Right. Exactly.
No, but what I'm
Exactly.
telling you is- no, but what I'm telling you is, I think Auburn's defense is good enough to stop Alabama's defense for 2.5, 3 quarters. That's the
But you
other
said-
side of the conversation.
All right, I'm gonna just give
I
you
said
clear on
that-
what you
that's
said.
what I said.
I'm just giving you clear. You're saying that we're down by multiple touchdowns. That speaks to offense. That's offense is conducting that comeback. If the defense got us down by multiple touchdowns, the offense has to put something together to get on the board to combat that.
And you don't.
We're
okay,
saying
and
we're
I-
saying that
I
we don't
said-
believe in Peyton Thorne enough to combat that.
Well, you got a point there. But in Jordan Hare, in this game in Jordan Hare, you really believe that there's nothing Auburn could do to score this to win this to come back from down 10 points. You don't believe that?
Well, I said we, like I said again, we was talking I was under the assumption, and I could, I could be wrong. I was under the assumption we was talking 14,
I
2
got a
touchdowns.
question.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Y'all scored 10 points Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game was played in New Mexico.
It was played at Auburn. But we have had this
We gonna beat the
conversation
dog stank out of
already.
y'all. I want y'all to understand that, right?
We had this conversation already, though. But this conversation has already been had. That Auburn was not focused in the game. We literally had this conversation, and from what I know, they weren't. They was looking ahead to the next game. I'm just saying. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and you know, and again, man, like I said, with the 14, I know I was talking 14 when I said they went down the field and scored twice. I know I was talking 14 points when we were talking.
That's kind of discount Auburn's defense, though. That's just saying. That's just I don't like that. That's just I think Auburn's defense is good enough to hold you in the game for 2.5, 3 quarters. That's what I'm saying.
So you think Auburn can do to us like what USF made us do, but without Milroe? You think Auburn can do that?
I definitely believe that. Athlete for athlete, yes, I do believe that. I do believe that. I do. I'm not about to sit here and like Hugh Freeze like we ain't got talent.
I got a question. When you're on the computer there, can you look in the Google box and see what the recruiting class was ranked at New Mexico State for the last couple of years?
I'm not about to do that right now.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
I'm not doing that right now. But we about to move.
It was in the hundreds, man. It was in the hundreds.
It was.
I know what it was.
Yeah.
I know what it was. Yeah, I know what it was.
For just last year, not like 3 years back. They was in.
No, all of them like worse than like 80. All of them worse than 80.
That is he overlooked the whole team of grown people. He must really be. I think it's some bonus in his contract for this game, man.
Nobody listen to what I say in other shows. Nobody does. Because I sat here and said in other shows, stop looking at the name of because of what the transfer portal is now. Right. Stop looking at the name of the team on the front of the jersey. Because a lot of these guys that are 4 and 5 stars, 3 stars that was at other schools that didn't play are now going to these smaller schools that are just as athletic. I said
got the number 1 recruiting class out of the portal, and they stank.
I'm gonna take the plays out of DC.
They don't have any interior offensive or defensive linemen.
But he was number 1 in the portal. No, to be fair though, he was number 1 in the portal because of the numbers,
right?
Not because of quality.
Quality of the thing.
Yeah.
People.
I'm gonna take a page out of DC book about that New Mexico State victory. They did that to him at Liberty. He didn't make no adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
They came out. They knew exactly what he was gonna do. He didn't change the game plan, and they exploited it.
They ought to get his money back for last week. He ought to write that check right back to Auburn. Ain't no
You
way
should.
in the world.
You should.
It's getting real now. It's getting real now.
Get that
Very
money
real.
back, man.
It's
Put
getting
some
real
grass
now.
in, put some more trees around there. No.
Did his homeboy a favor, man.